Hi, welcome to the Coffee Corner Show. This is Paul Mirador, your host. Here we have Noel Omega with us, and we're going to talk about Vista Land. Noel, how's it going?
Hey Paul, I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Good. Listen, I wanted to talk to you about Vista Land.
Okay.
This is something that you do, and what's Vista Land?
Well, Vista Land is the largest home builder in the Philippines. They built more than 400,000 homes from the northern Philippines all the way up to the southern islands. And we have all kinds of developments, like I said, all over the Philippines. In Metro Manila, we have high-rise condominiums, some mid-rise condominiums. We have university projects. We have house and lots also. But we're very also proud to say that the university projects are doing well because of the demand for student housing.
Right. So most of the property we'd say that caters to residential and condos and single-family residents.
Correct. Although Vista Land also owns commercial developments like malls, markets, and we strategically co-locate them with the home developments so that we can also cater to the needs of the home buyers and the residents in the area.
Gotcha. And as far as logistics is concerned, where is Vista Land? Now you said it's all over the country, but where exactly are you most prominent? I mean, where are you most?
Well, the headquarters of Vista Land is in Mandaluyong, in the Philippines, Metro Manila. But in Metro Manila, we have a very diverse set of project locations. We have some in the commercial business districts like Makati. We also have units that are complete already in Bonifacio Global City, some areas in the Ortigas Avenue, and around Metro Manila we have the university housing also near universities like UST, near universities like University of the Philippines, new development in St. Paul. You're familiar with those, right?
Would you say that these residences are mostly located where? In the heart of Quezon City, Manila?
It's actually diverse. There are a lot of them in Mega Manila. Mm-hmm. Mega Manila is the area that's surrounding Metro Manila also. We've got some developments in South Luzon Expressway, for example, like in Sucat Road. We have some over there. We have some that are within a few minutes drive of the airport. We also have resort properties that are outside Manila, like in Tagaytay. I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Yes.
Boracay, Baguio, Cebu City, and some in Mindanao.
Well, let's talk about let's say a property, a single-family residence in Metro Manila.
Okay.
What's the average price for, let's say, a 2-3 bedroom house?
Oh, it's a house.
Single-family residence, 3-bedroom house.
Right.
What's the average price?
We have high-range houses that can go all the way up high as about $1 million.
$1 million.
Right. Yeah. Those are really the prime houses. They're under the Brittany brand. You can get them as low as maybe about $200,000-$300,000, of course. But those are the high-end housing brand Brittany. Then we've got the also high-end, but not as high as Brittany. That's available. We call them Crown Asia. So you can get them anywhere from the 200,000 range and up. 3, 4, 5-bedroom homes. And then the most popular brand, which is well known throughout all of the Philippines, is the Camellia brand. The original brand that was brought up by the Villar family when they first started out putting together Vista Land. So you can find them just about anywhere in the Philippines. Provinces have them, but around Metro Manila we have them also. So 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, you can get it anywhere from as low as 70, 80,000 all the way up to maybe the high 100s, depending on the type of home that you want.
This is
dollars.
This is single-family residence, not a condo.
Single-family residence is house and lot.
Right, house and lot. You also
yes.
own the land. You also own the lot,
yes.
right?
Okay. We also have Lumina brand, which is the socialized housing. It's for people that are in need of the more More affordable housing, most of them are usually based in the Philippines. The workers, the people that can't afford the higher end homes. So those are usually available anywhere between from 50,000 up to close to 100,000, depending on the size and depending on the location.
And these are new construction,
These are new. All of our developments are usually pre-selling, which means that we sell the property rights before the homes are constructed. Yes,
before construction.
That's correct.
Right. Now, as far as say, how easy is it for someone to make a purchase? Well, this is a two-part question.
Sure.
Do you have to be a resident of the Philippines or a Filipino citizen, to make a purchase of invest a property?
That's a good question, because of the Philippine laws, to buy a house and lot property, you'll need a Filipino citizenship. So, but if you're an American citizen and if you qualify to get dual citizenship, then you can buy a house and lot unit. But if you're not a citizen of the Philippines, or if you're not a dual citizen, you can still avail of condominium units.
Right. Let's say you're from UK or from Japan. What they have to check with the embassy or consulate? Who would they check with to see if they can qualify to be an investor?
Just talk to a Vista Land representative.
Just like yourself.
Absolutely.
So check in with Noel first.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And the other part of the question I have is that, what is the purchasing process? How much deposit, down payment you need to get started on it? What's the process?
Right. The standard process is that after the buyer, let's say you, make the selection, you end up selecting a property somewhere in Metro Manila. Let's say at a project called Spectrum. It's a high-rise condominium, which will be available in about 5 years. Once you pick that, then you basically give us a deposit. It's a
how much is the deposit?
Deposit's usually about $500. It's a reservation fee.
To reserve the spot.
That reserves the spot, the floor, the model number, even the unit number, and then that actually gets us to require from you your application form. We call it the basic information sheet, along with the reservation agreement. That gets submitted along with the reservation fee to the Philippines. We actually don't do sales activities here in the United States. We do promotion. So everything, the transaction is all done in the Philippines. Once that's done, then we return with the scheduled outlay of your down payment plan. In the case of Spectrum, it will be around 5 years, because that's the amount of time the building will be completed. The down payment will be outlaid in equal monthly installments between now and when it's developed, bi-monthly, and then, well, monthly payments. And then once that's done, then you can either pay the remaining balance in cash, or you can go for a bank loan, usually 5, 10, 15-year loan after that.
How much is the deposit?
It's
or the down payment?
Well, the down payment is usually 40% of the property.
40% of the property.
40% divided over the number of months over the next 5 years.
So it's not one lump sum deposit or down payment, and then you make your payment.
If you want to give the down payment,
okay,
along with the rest of the deposit, that's fine too.
Okay, so you make the deposit, and then there will be a breakdown of how much is the payments and how many months are going to be spread out.
Correct.
We have a 30-year loan usually, right?
Yes.
Okay. How many years does it take to pay off a property in the Philippines? What's that?
Well, the longest amount of time that's available today is 15 years.
And the interest rate is based in the Philippines, or based on the interest?
It's based in the Philippines. There is, however, an ability to get loan mortgage from the United States through one of our partners here at the Philippine National Bank here in the U.S. So that will be based on mortgage rates here in the U.S. and mortgage rules here in the U.S. So you can get a 15-year loan with them, and following the rules of U.S. mortgage payment. And qualification, if I might add.
I was just going to ask that. Qualification, how does one qualify? Aside from being a Philippine citizen, does the bank here pre-qualify you based on your credit employment.
It's the bank in the Philippines.
It's the bank in the Philippines going to qualify
correct,
you,
yes.
not the bank here.
That's correct.
Right. So the bank in the Philippines is going to
yes.
ask you what are
Right. You'll fill out an application form at the time your down payment is done. Vista Land will help you connect to the appropriate bank you can apply to. They will then request for the loan information, and basically we don't base it on your FICO score. We base it on your ability to pay by your work certificate, your tax returns, and your income history. That's what it's based on.
All right. So income history here in the U.S. And you could probably show that through bank statements or
Bank statements,
a letter from your
a
employer,
work certificate,
tax
returns, yes.
right? And your how many years of tax returns? 2 years?
About 2 years, sometimes 3, depending on the bank.
What if you're self-employed, independent contractor? You have your own business, so you have no employer, but you can submit just the tax returns, right?
Tax returns plus the income and the P&L statements that you would normally
Your
have.
profit and loss.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
The books of your business to determine that your income is really as you claim it is.
And this is emailed to the Philippines, and they're looking them over.
So what it is we ask for the hard copy here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then we send either facsimile to the Philippines, but it's most likely we just photocopy everything and send it there. And if they need any wet copies, so then we'll send the actual documents. But because I'm not familiar with the actual process of the paperwork, I'm already outside of that loop.
Right.
But you don't lose your paperwork. If you want to keep the original, just say so. So we'll make sure that you don't lose those.
What if, let's say, one day you made a decision to invest in Baguio?
Yes.
But then you had after a week or two, you had a conversation with your spouse, and you guys said, why don't we just move to Boracay or Tagaytay?
Mm-hmm.
Can we still change?
Once the reservation agreement has been locked in, there's usually a transfer fee involved. But yes, you can change. Just understand though that because once the process has started and the reservation has been done in the Philippines, paperwork has actually been effected, and they've actually done the work of securing the place for you to unsecure it and to move to a new location. There's usually some processing.
Sure, transfer fee. That kind
right.
of
Yes.
But it is possible.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So for our audience, if they wanted to get a hold of you, can you tell us where to get a hold of you and how to get a hold of you?
Right. Yes. You can call me at area code 747-777-9811. That's my personal cell phone number. Or you can email me at nomega.vistaland@gmail.com.
Okay. Feel free to contact Noel if you have any questions about acquiring a property or an investment property in the Philippines or retirement property in the Philippines, because that's what a lot of Philons do, is that once they saved up for their retirement, they buy a property, especially in the Philippines, so they can go back to their families, they can retire like a king, because the money that they've made here overseas allows them to live luxuriously in the Philippines, and because your dollar will go a long way.
That's correct. That's correct. Property values there are they're not dipping the same way we had experience here before a few years back. It plateaus, but I've not seen it do a plummet move over there, even through the Asian economic crisis that we went through before. So that's great.
And one last thing.
Yes.
Philippines is basically right now is one of the top 10 in the world to invest in, right? I mean, as far as
actually
places.
In 2018, according to American media, it is the best investment destination in the world as far as real estate is concerned.
Right. Straight from the rep himself from Vista Land. I wanted to ask him some more questions, but we're running out of time. Thank you for tuning in. This is Paul Mirador with the Coffee Corner Show with our co-host Noel. He's going to be around. He's going to talk more about it. Tune in and like us, follow us on Facebook. Until then.
Thank you.
Bye for now.